Clark, a political football, says NBA chief Silver. Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark has become a political football in the United States, and the debate around fouls against a player are not largely about officiating, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver says. Clark, 24, has become one of the biggest draws in the WNBA since being drafted by the Fever in 2024. As a result, there has been a lot of attention paid to the way Clark is treated by opposing teams and the tactics they employ to try to limit her impact during games. Last month, Phoenix Mercury forward Alyssa Thomas received a retrospective one-game ban and a $1,000, 743 pounds, fine for appearing to knee Clark in the groin and push her fist into her neck during a tussle for possession. It led to Fever coach Stephanie White labeling the officiating of games involving Clark in the WNBA as egregious and utterly disrespectful, while Thomas said the incident with the 2024 Rookie of the Year led to her receiving death threats and racist abuse. A group of 11 Republican lawmakers then sent a letter to WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert asking the league to take accountability and expressing concern that attacks against Clark may be racially motivated. Political commentators on the right have also weighed in, suggesting the treatment of Clark is rooted in racism and jealousy. Speaking as part of a panel at an event in New York, Silver said the debate surrounding Clark had become about broader political and cultural issues in the United States rather than basketball alone. That particular incident is not about whether a foul should have been called at the time of the game or whether that was ultimately a flagrant non-review, said Silver. I've come to know Caitlin really well. She's an incredible player and also an incredible person, and she wants to focus on being the best player she can. And she's become a bit of a political football in this country, and I think it's incredibly unfair to her. Silver refused to comment when asked whether reports that he had pressured Engelbert to suspend Thomas last month were true. But while the 64-year-old said there was no doubt officiating in the WNBA needs to improve, he doubled down on his belief that the intense focus on incidents involving Clark had become a game of political ping-pong. She's a young woman who's trying to improve her game and focus on being the best player she can be, added Silver. I don't even think it's fair to her that this has become a separate storyline about whether a foul should have been called at the time or whether it should have been ruled a flagrant foul after fact. Engelbert was also a panelist at the New York event and said, "The vitriol and everything that our players receive is unacceptable." Coach White has previously criticized the tone of the debate and highlighted an increase in toxicity, racism, homophobia in the league, especially in online comments. And speaking earlier this month, Clark was critical of the harassment, the hate surrounding debate, adding, "None of that is okay. That goes for the opposing teams we play. That goes for my teammates. That goes for my coaches." Her own frustration boiled over this week when she yelled at a referee and used an expletive after decisions went against her team.